Anywhere else, a fish processing plant would be no big deal. But that's Bayou's river of gold.
Don't make me try.
Whoa, 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 what?
It'd be nice if it would stop raining. Hello. I'm sorry if I sound rude, but would you mind coming back later? We're actually closed right now. I just forget to pull down the shutters. I'm afraid so, but I don't really want to talk about it right now. Perhaps another time, when I'm feeling up to it. Yes, I suppose keeping it bottled up inside isn't the best idea, now is it? The thing is, well, I lost my husband Thomas last week. He supposedly had a heart attack and fell from the upper platform. Of course, that's the official word from Neon Security. I'm not so sure they're telling me the truth. You're damn right I do. How that security officer could stand there and tell me Thomas died of a heart attack. Well, it's a damn lie is what it is. I'm sorry, this is my problem. You're just here to shop, and here I am filling your head with my conspiracy theories. Please forgive me. Oh my. You're the first person in this awful, awful city that's reached out to help me. Thank you. The truth is all I've ever wanted. I suppose the proper place to start would be with Neon Security's witness, Tevin Anastas, that pompous ass over at the Emporium in Neon. Just please be very careful. I don't want to end up with 2 murders on my conscience. Oh, everyone has problems with Neon Security. They're terribly corrupt with Administrator Bayou using them as his own personal brute squad. They come in here from time to time, but apart from being forced to give them employee discounts, I've never had anything suspicious happen. Tevin owns the Emporium over in Bayou Plaza. He's a horribly overbearing, pretentious man who wouldn't dare set foot in the underbelly. The strange thing is, we've never had to deal with him in person. Why he'd be involved in Thomas's death is absolutely beyond me. My husband and I opened the shop about 8 years ago. We were hoping to cater to the workers at Generdyne and Xenofresh. The business has had its ups and downs, but lately our rent has skyrocketed, so we've been forced to raise our prices. Unfortunately, the workers assumed we were becoming greedy, and as a result, we've had a couple of incidents with shoplifting and some vandalism. Honestly, well, I'm just trying to make a living. Honestly, I'm not sure if more business would be exciting or intimidating. But I'll give it some thought. Thank you for bringing this to me. Be careful. Neon is a dangerous place.
You look kind of hungry. Can I get you something? Welcome to Xenofresh Seafood. Would you like to try some trawl? Please refrain from insulting Xenofresh products while you're on the premise. While you're in the store. If you wish to register a complaint, please fill out one of our comment slates and submit it to our corporate office. I am the manager.
If you want to try trawl, just don't. Unless you want to be hurling your lungs out.
In the meantime, may I suggest you try a tube of trawl? It's won the Voli Benthic Cuisine Award 9 years in a row. Huh? No, I'm not gonna read that. Hey, why don't you give me a break? I work at this shop all day, every day, elbow deep in trawl. It's gross. I mean, it totally sucks, smelling like fish paste all the time. It doesn't scrub out. Believe me, I've tried. Look, I can't really talk about this. If they see me talking to a customer about anything but food, I'm gonna get fired, and I can't lose this job. If they boot me out of here, I don't get my employee allotment of Aurora. Just give me a break, will ya? No catch? Hell yeah, it would. Why would you do that? It's gonna take a hell of a lot of Aurora to make that happen, so hand it over. So, can I get that right now, or... What? That was kind of a tease. Damn, some people can be real jerks. Now you see why I'd rather be zoned all the time. Next time, pick up a few extra tubes of trawl. You know.
Why isn't the insect protecting us? Isn't that what we're paying them for?
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna march into Dexter's office and tell him we've had enough.
Please, don't. If something were to happen to you, I just couldn't handle it. Hey there. Welcome to Off-World Eats. Feel like taking your taste buds on a trip around the settled systems?
Soon, we're all going to suffer.
Well, thank you very much. My husband Lee and I have spent years sourcing the most interesting foods from other worlds. You can't find this type of cuisine anywhere else in Neon. We're very proud of our specialty menu. Lee Leonard. We've been together for almost 5 years. Couldn't have gotten this restaurant open without him. Well, that was our own, but it hasn't worked out that way. Turns out that our little niece has also created our biggest hurdle. In order for this business to work, we need an ever-evolving menu. To do that, we need to constantly source ingredients from across the settled systems. Ever since we sold our ship, it's been difficult. When we first arrived, we needed every credit we had to open the restaurant. We kept the ship, but our pockets were empty. Then the bills started piling up, and we had to shift from paying for jump fuel to just keeping the doors open. After a while, it was obvious that keeping a ship we can't even afford to operate was a waste of money. So we sold it. That's how we're operating right now. It's terribly expensive. La Torah, you're not here to listen to my life story. You're here to eat. Well, let me stop talking so you can take a look at the menu and dig in. So, what will it be? That would be so helpful. Thank you. What I need are any sort of exotic organic ingredients harvested from creatures or plants. Excellent. Oh, there's one important thing you should keep in mind. Be careful when you're collecting. It's not worth getting hurt trying to harvest ingredients from a particularly hostile life form. Oh, I guess it couldn't hurt to take a look at this. It's not by choice. I can promise you that. The amount of money required to maintain a business around here is utterly ridiculous. It's borderline criminal. This space in the underbelly is literally all we can afford. It frustrates me to no end that we can't aim higher. But you know what? All that really matters is that we have a solid roof over our heads, and people seem to enjoy what we've brought to Neon. Ah, not at all. We met on a Trident Starlines cruise around 8 years ago. I was a trained chef, and he was a nutritionist at Oishi. So we had a lot in common. We dated for a while, fell in love, and married only a year later. That's when we decided to pool our money and open this restaurant. It was great to see you. Come back soon.
Oh, if you like our food, you might want to buy some extra takeout meals before you leave. Yeah, at this rate, we're probably not going to be here much longer. Yeah, sorry. I guess I tend to overstate things a bit. Cosmo says I need to stop being such a pessimist, but I mean, can't help it. Administrator Bayou's crushing everyone's hopes and dreams in this city. He's making it really difficult for honest people to earn a living. Oh, I tried. And you know what they told me? He's not technically breaking any laws. Yeah, sure, because he wrote them.
He's one of the Freestar governors. Even Rangers have limits to their authority. I've argued the point to death. The Rangers can't directly do anything.
Look, I could go on and on about Bayou, but you clearly came down here to eat, so I shouldn't monopolize your time. Cosmo should have plenty of meals ready to serve, if you're hungry. God knows I've lost my appetite. Oh, so you want me to embarrass myself, eh? Okay. Cosmos and I met around 8 years ago on a Starliner tour of the Sol system. And when I say met, I mean we literally bumped into each other. Anyway, we were both part of the food industry, so we hit it off immediately. And after that, we dated for about a year. Within 2 years, we got married and opened our new business, right at this very spot. Phew, I can't believe how much time has passed. Cosmos is the trained chef around here. No one knows their way around a kitchen better. I try to follow the latest trends and keep an eye on what's selling and what isn't. Not an easy job when you're catering to interplanetary visitors. I also handle the books and adjust the menu, which is completely driven by whatever ingredients we have on hand. Basically, I let Cosmos act like a mad scientist in the kitchen while I keep the lights on. Neither of us could make this business work without the other. Maybe take some extra food to go next time? Couldn't hurt. Oz?
What?
What have we here? Decided to drop by on Neon and do a little vandalism, huh? There's a steep fine for that. Zero tolerance. Tell you what, you pay the fine now, and I'll let you off with a warning. Or things are going to get messy. Maybe. But as soon as you started putting up a striker gang sign, that crosses the line. You know how it is. I'm still willing to talk. I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. Maybe we can work something out. I hear ya. You think I'm a pushover? I'm done talking to you. So either pay up, or you get shot resisting arrest.
And that's the way Neon works. Grease the right palms. You can literally get away with murder.
Enjoy your stay on Neon.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days.
Grab every... Can't catch them all.
bad I can't squeeze any Aurora from these fish. Can you believe Xenofresh charges us a licensing fee for fish?
But I went to the clinic and they said that was fine.
Because everything you
Holy
heard
shit!
real. Can get plans. That's right. Just don't even bother with it.
If you got a thirst for, something, Neon can deliver. Man, the galaxy's too big to be stuck in the same place. Certainly. Here you go. Bye.
They need to make like a special Aurora that just has all the highs and none of the lows. Yeah.
Diosdado's my dad's name, and his dad before him. I used to go by Trey, but when the old man passed, I decided to do him a solid and wear the name without the neck. Even back on Sol, my ancestors were island people. And Volii Alpha being an ocean world, I feel their spirits with me. I'm a free spirit, yo. A wanderer. I go wherever the wave takes me. But if there's two places I vibe with most, it's the bars and the market. Aurora's my mistress, but fashion's my heart, so I'm always checking in on the latest trends. Think so? I know people say the trends here are manufactured. Just more megacorp, technorati bullshit putting commercials in the sky. But the corps can put up 1,000 billboards, and they still won't define what lights up the street. We do. When I was a kid, my parents used to dress me in these old man sweatsuits because it was all we could afford. But even then, my sense of style was always there, deep in the marrow, you know? It got so bad I started cutting up my clothes to make my own. When I finally could afford some new threads, it was like meeting my soulmate in person after a decade of loving her from afar. Peace!
Housing here is so expensive.
We love a jam,
Pretty soon I'm gonna have to live in a crate.
Thanks for the offer, I guess, but I'm not interested. Administrator Bayou has forbidden any place other than the Astral Lounge from selling Aurora. Now, if Euphorica wants to sell it in their members' lounge, or Legrand wants to mix it into blend, that's their choice. Moi, I prefer to stay off of Bayou's radar and keep Neon security off my back. We'll see you again soon, yes?
Places like this in Aquila, that's for sure.
Astro Lounge, Euphorica, blah, blah, blah. This place is where it's at.
I think you're gonna fit in well. Really well. You've really kicked the hornet's nest. Good. Andrea's running point on grabbing the gun stash. I need you and Vogel to keep the disciples off balance.
So we're finally doing this?
It's time, Vogel. The gloves are off. Both of you, keep the collateral damage down if you can. But it's do or die. If people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, you might not have much choice. Gang fights are no holds barred, so make your peace with it.
There's always a choice, Briggs. And we're gonna make the right one.
You two coordinate whatever you need to. I have a request. I know this is asking a lot. Newell's Goods has some armor. Not mil-spec ranger gear or anything, but better than the cast-off clothes the strikers wear. So if you could, well, spring for some armor upgrades, maybe convince Newell to sell it to us. All the strikers owe you big time. Any credits it costs, I promise we'll pay you back, with interest. Now's the time for those strikers to make a comeback.
Can I get you something?
Don't go causing trouble.
Possibly want.
If you're looking for supplies, this is the place. Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time. Oh, I don't have a problem with this place. My problem is Siegert himself. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on Neon. He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon's security to keep his place safe. Everyone has a choice. Some are simply more difficult than others. The only way to fight Neon security is if all the merchants unify and push back on these unreasonable rules. Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy. Here, let me see that. Oh. Not a bad idea. You might be onto something here. Thanks for bringing this to me. Oh, dear Lord. Did Briggs put you up to this? All these gangs are a menace. I don't want to have any part of it. They are definitely the lesser evil. All right already, all right. You pay and I'll send Briggs his armor. But this is a one-time deal. I don't want anything to do with this madness after that. That's not a discount. That's robbery. Not sure that's the best way to get me on your side. Sorry, but I can't. You do that. No discount. Take it or leave it. I'll send the armor to Madame Savage's. Have a nice day.
Got those two. Don't even bother with
Wherever you go, Reliant Medical.
Welcome, off-worlder, to the Hotel Bullseye. Your home away from home here.
Don't you have something better to do?
Look in the mirror and wish you could see another version of you.
You're in the right place, baby. Everyone knows this is Neon's.
Neon, where every vice can be indulged, and they make up new vices every Thursday.
Finally, Briggs is going to let me kick these disciples where it hurts. I've been telling him to let his best man loose for weeks. So thank you for changing his mind. You better believe it. Both of us worked for that hellhole Xenofresh way back. I was a casualty of a reduction in force. But Paul Briggs's leg got crushed in an accident. So Xenofresh, being the class act they are, they fired him, and later even sued him. So it was him and I on the streets. I helped him through rehab. The Ebside strikers sort of grew around us. You are something else. The plan's simple. We hit the street runners hard in as many points as possible. Maximum chaos, right? Then Andrea can waltz into their weapons cache, snag the big guns, and then the real fun begins. No promises. The till's running empty. So if I happen to see some marks on the way, then the fishies better pay up, know what I mean? Well, it'll work, all right? Here's 3 groups of street rats for you. Me and my boys will take some others. Fun time.
What can I get you today?
Never mess with a code.
You're gonna... Ah!
Back off. Looky here. Just strolling into disciple turf. You're making this too easy. Yeah, right. Why should I believe you? You don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing to talk about. I've already made myself clear. I'd like to think so. You know how it is. I haven't agreed to anything yet. Enough of all the damn talking. It's on. You ain't seen the Leonora. I'm with the Syndicate! I'm in for this! We're going up for this! Come in for me! I swear!
So you're the strikers, darling. Yeah, we had those blighters all tied up until you came along. The name's Holt, and I'm here to offer you a deal.
I can't handle this!
I'll let that slide. The strikers are old news. Positively analog. You help us take out their so-called leaders, and the disciples can pay big. Credits, yeah? A dumpster full of them. Literally, if that's your thing. And it's time to die, asshole.
Target's down.
We got the guns, new fish. Went in, pop, 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 and the cash is ours.
And that's thanks to me and my new best mate. Hit any problems on your patrol? Comrades in arms, then? Whatever, you did good. Everything's going according to plan, Briggs.
Good. Now we hit them where it hurts. This warehouse is one of their main strongholds. Not going to lie. Taking it is going to be hard. Newfish, we wouldn't be here without you. What's the play? Go in guns blazing? We hold back? Then we all go in together. You heard the plan. Let's do it.
Personally, I think Neon's the heart of the Freestar Collective.
Playtime is over. Downstairs, now!
Security. I'd recognize that condescending tone anywhere. Hands off weapons.
You think Neon Security wouldn't know about what's going down? Please. Looks like you've done a bit of violence, a bit of murder. Word is, all of this is due to you. Why are you messing around with my streets, huh? As I can see. So here's what's going to happen. Gang violence gets too noisy. That hurts the bottom line around here. No one affects the bottom line.
Tell that to the disciples.
No. I want you to, Mr. Briggs. The disciples have been pissing me off for far too long. So, your gang throws off Sewer Rat Blue and starts wearing Neon Security Black. Or, you can be found face down in the streets. And you say your goodbyes. Briggs is a smart lad. He'll make the right choice. Setting street rat against street rat is pretty elegant, right? Don't take too long. Time to onboard the new hires.
Good you're here. Huddle up, gang.
Is this for real?
They want me to be a cop.
Shit. We could get a real pad. Maybe even move out of Epside? Briggs, I'm so in.
After all we've done, Neon Security seriously will let that go?
I don't see why not. Do you really think anyone cares who stabs who in Epside? What's your take? That's Neon for you.
Oh, this is the tip of a very ugly iceberg, my friend.
Anyone object to going for the deal? This is your chance. No one? Good. Really good. I'll give Owen the news. I can't say I was expecting this. Whatever god or gods we please to get you to help us, know we'll be forever grateful. With resources and backup, the streets are gonna be safer. It looks like the strikers are retiring. And here's your cut.
The Neon great to visit.
Not sure how much longer I can survive doing this lousy job.
I just don't think we'll have
Mary Adams was looking for someone discreet for the job. Apparently, I don't qualify.
Would you... Thank you for taking care of that headlock problem for me. Oh? Well, maybe I'll give it some thought. Maybe. I'm not telling you a thing. I've already reported what I saw to security. Stop wasting my time and leave. Your presence is bad for business. There's nothing to tell you. Get it through your skull. Listen, I don't want anything bad to happen. You'd better be right. I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. Oh my god, enough! I'll tell you what I know, if it'll get you to leave. I saw it happen. Thomas was murdered and thrown into the ocean. Afterwards, I foolishly reported the incident to security. For my efforts, I was rewarded with a gun to my head and threatened with death if I didn't keep silent. It was hard to hear over the commotion, but I'm sure I heard Thomas call his attacker Russell and Rusty a few times. From what I could gather, the attacker was after credits, and Thomas refused to give him any. After that, well, Thomas went for a swim. Where else would someone like him be, He stays at the sleep crates near Madame Sauvage's place. In any case, when you confront him, my name cannot be mentioned. I very much dislike sharing Thomas's briny fate. And with that, I must insist you leave me in peace. That is, of course, unless you'd like to make a hefty purchase.
What was the name of that guy?
along.
Hey, buddy. Why don't you throw a few credits my way, huh? Help a guy out, yeah? Huh? What are you talking to? Oh, shit. No, he told me he took care of it. He told me no one would know. Listen, you gotta hear me out. I never meant to do anything. It was an accident. Why else? I needed some creds for Aurora. And everyone knows he and his wife run that shitty little shop. All they do is rip people off. He was bound to have creds. A friend, an old buddy in security. But that's all you're getting from me. I'd rather take my chances with you than with him. I got in a fight with Thomas. I asked him for some creds, but the bastard wouldn't give me anything. Things got out of hand. He ended up falling off the upper platform. It was an accident, I swear. Then I called my buddy in security and told him what happened. He took care of everything after that. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a rat. Listen, I messed up, I know that. But nothing can change what's already done. Just let me go and I'll disappear forever. No one will ever see me again. No one even needs to know I'm alive. Just... come on, just let me go. Oh my God. You don't need to worry. No one will ever see me again. I swear it.
You see any heat leeches? You've got our permission to take care of them. Thanks,
Thomas didn't die of a heart attack. That's a total lie. Please, tell me everything you know. I want to hear it all. I knew it. I just knew that I was being fed lies. Nothing added up right from the start. Neon security. How can they sleep at night and act like my husband's life wasn't worth anything? My husband's killer. Did you find him? What happened to him? Rusty. I believe he was one of the Generdyne workers that would come around and cause trouble. Steal things, vandalize, or the like. They were a rowdy bunch. My husband usually handled the troublemakers and became well acquainted with Rusty and his so-called friends. Vandalism and shoplifting is one thing, but murder? I just never thought things could go this far. So, what did you do with Rusty? Well, I guess I don't much care for what you did with him, as long as he paid for what he did. And about security, did you find out which officer is behind the cover-up? Yes, you're right. It just boils my blood thinking about what they did. But I must say that I feel oddly vindicated just by knowing the truth. The uncertainty was constantly eating away at me. At least I can take solace knowing that justice was served, at least to some degree. I never would have figured out the truth without you. I have credits for you here. Oh, you're so sweet. In any case, please know how grateful I am that you helped me. You're the only person to ever show kindness to me in this city. And now that I know the truth, I can try to focus on healing. Thank you for everything, from both myself and Thomas.
Keep it moving.
Rather be doing this than getting mixed up with the gangs.
Morning, noon, or night. Enjoy one of our distinct coffee flavors.
Thanks. Hi there. Welcome to Terra Brew. How can I help you?
Best coffee. Anywhere in the galaxy. Terra Brew. You are the best, and you deserve
Look out for gangs. Actually, the gang should look out for us.
I'm applying for a job at the perfect marriage.
If you have any questions about our spacecraft, don't hesitate to ask. On behalf of Stroud Eklund, I'd like to welcome you to our showroom today. Our company prides itself as the industry leader in spacecraft production. We use groundbreaking technology to give us a significant advantage over our competitors. You can configure your desired spacecraft at any one of our conveniently located kiosks. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. I'm simply giving you an insight into what we call the Stroud-Eklund difference. Feel free to have a look around our showroom. I'll be right here if you need me. Cross-promotion? I don't think we need it, but I'll give it a look anyway. He's been to Neon a few times, but I haven't had the pleasure of his company for more than a few minutes at the most. What I can say is that, despite what's been reported by the media, Mr. Stroud is a rational luminary with uniquely future-forward vision. Actually, I've been working here for only 2 years. Previously, I was an Alboron sales representative, but that type of work wasn't for me. I could never relate to the type of clientele that purchases weapons. But spacecraft have always held a certain fascination in my mind. It was comfortable working under Ryujin's banner, but despite all of my requests, they wouldn't transfer me to the Taiyo Astroneering Division. And so, here we are. Have a wonderful day.
ultimate discovery? Step through the door.
Lights, glitter, and a whole lot of sin.
I have plenty of supplies for your next expedition in stock.
How about eating
Welcome to Sick Heart's Outfitters. Everything you need to explore the settled systems. If I don't have it, you don't need
I'll
it.
bring the blend, you bring the chunks.
I can promise you, I'm not just using hyperbole to get your business. I've spent years perfecting my business by polling customers, measuring sales, and carefully adjusting my inventory to cater to just about everyone. So take your time, look around, ask me questions. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for noticing. I have a lot of overhead in this place, and just between you and me, I am up to my eyeballs in debt. This is a prime spot, right next to the spaceport terminal, but the bills and the rent here are astronomical. You'd think that, right? Unfortunately, I'm barely scraping by. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details of my business all day. You're here to shop. So why don't you help out a poor shopkeeper like myself and buy something? Business could always be better. I'll take that. My dear mother would have said the same thing. The fees here are quite expensive, and I'm barely making ends meet. But I've always been quite stubborn. It has not always been easy, but I've been at this location for 8 years, and I won't give up. My business is my pride and joy. You won't find another store like mine on Neon, so please support my business with your patronage. You won't be disappointed. Sure, I have everything you need to explore the settled systems.
One quiet day. That's much to ask
I am confident that the flyers will help my business. Hello, my friend. Ah, thank you so much, my friend. I believe that this will be a great boon for my business. Thank you for taking the time to do this for me. It is not often to see such kindness here in Neon. Listen to me, my friend. I hear what the people say on the street. They call me crazy for opening a mining business on an ocean world. I was aiming so much higher, hoping to attract these space travelers, passing through the Volai system on their prospecting journeys. It was stupid to assume I could corner the market on mining supplies and raw materials without a solid foundation. And by God, I've paid the price. I hope you have a glorious day, my friend.
You good?
If this shift doesn't end soon, Scram, I'm on duty.
If my shift goes long again, my girl is gonna kill me.
Get lost. I have a job to do.
Back off. That's an order, not a suggestion.
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able. We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
I'm not gonna say this twice. Get the hell away from me.
Don't make me jump.
Overdraft fees at Galbank are out of control.
Those facts. Got those two, 'cause everything's
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence. Imogene's a stickler for details.
That's what I was afraid of.
Well, look who survived their first assignment. How'd it go? Anything to report?
I know what you mean, but that's your missing piece right there.
Not a single setback. Huh. I knew you were going to be perfect for this job. If you recall, setbacks mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Payoffs, cover stories, cleanup crews. You get my drift. The cleaner your work, the more intact your payments stay. I'm sure you understand. Exactly. In the meantime, I'll make sure that Slate is properly disposed of. So, now that we know you're capable of handling some light cyber mischief, let's try your hand at a little framing. One of our subsidiaries, Arboron, is currently competing for a contract against Laredo. Now, the buyer likes to keep their associations clean, and will be sending a representative to Laredo in Aquila City for an evaluation. We just need you to visit their office first and accidentally leave behind some incriminating evidence against their company. Good. This one should be easy to pull off. Laredo has their own building, unlike KeltCorp, so at least there's only a single layer of security to deal with. Here's the slate we need you to plant. It holds confidential files that'll cast the perfect negative light on our friends at Laredo. Now, get going.
I suppose, will you get a moment? Can we talk?
The services tech is in the hut up at the front.
Hey there.
Aquila's one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
There's not enough to do around here.
I could really bend your ear when you got a moment.
Cause any trouble?
I hate when people laugh at their own jokes.
I was hoping you'd show up soon. Is it done? Excellent. I'll let Ularo know that we can start moving forward with our negotiations. Now, I think it's time to examine a different set of skills.
Nice to see I haven't worn you out yet. Your next assignment is to find the security chief and use some creative thinking to obtain their security keycard.
And when I say creative, I don't mean with a weapon. Either look the part and be persuasive, or be quick with your hands. Good luck. I'm sure you'll be able to get that keycard without incident. Just remember, if anything does happen, it's up to you to bail yourself out.
Supply chain disruptions in the Cheyenne system?
Move along.
Greetings, pilot. This is Jiro Sugiyama, head of Paradiso Security. I apologize for coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance concerning the large ship in orbit, and we value discretion in this matter. If you are willing and able, please see me as soon as possible at the main security office in Paradiso. Over and out.
Porco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
I'll get to it, Dad. I promise.
This ain't my getting around to it time. You understand?
Oh, fine, okay. I'm going.
It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
Well, I'll be. This is like a time capsule. Except with living, breathing people. We have got to explore this ship.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though, it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. da Costa, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security. Purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist. Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Just stay out of trouble.
So, here we are. Let's talk. No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try. Thank you, and good luck.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
This whole place belongs in a museum. Heck, it is a museum.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Now that we know what's out there.
Imagine all those faces staring at you every day. No pressure, right?
I heard you came from outside the ship.
Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appeared to be wrong. Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. If you ask around, people will either tell you my job is absolutely critical to the mission, or I just hang out, read, and watch movies. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job or exceptionally good at another in order to be moved. But that rarely happens. I do. But sometimes it's frustrating to convince some people that my job is important, since it's not directly related to our continued survival. There was a time where I thought my sister was the lucky one, running the hydroponics farm and being responsible for feeding everyone on board. But I grew to like my work, and working with children is nice, especially since I'll never have any of my own. It's okay. I don't mind you asking. I'm actually proud of my choice. It's a great honor to give up one's ability to have a family so that others may. As you can imagine, a population limit is a necessity on board a colony ship. I made my choice long ago to give others the chance to have a larger family should they wish. Though, I suppose I don't need to worry about that now. Maybe it's time to consider it. Thanks for saying so. Goodbye.
My mom and dad were scared when you came on board, but I don't know
Miss
why.
Julia?
You seem okay.
Can we watch that movie with all the superheroes in it again?
We'll see. We have a lot of movies to get through, but maybe during our next group choice time, if you can convince the other children.
Really? Yeah! Hey, everyone! Miss Julia said we could watch it again.
And then maybe we could watch one of the sequels some other time.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that. Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
There's so much more to learn about now. Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Never seen a ship like yours before. And then again,
Keeping a 200-year-old ship running is no easy task. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster-than-light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? I knew it. It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way. Good luck out there!
I've spent my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Wow. Hi. Make sure to check it over carefully this time when you finish and verify nothing else is wrong with it.
Yes, sir. You got it.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Take off, Captain. You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able. I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
Docking seal released. Helix green. Ready to land.
Looks like you're useful on a ship.
I am, Dad. I want to be as good a co-pilot for the captain as I am for you.
Well, you're doing a great job, Mr. What do you say we get you a new outfit next time we planet side?
Can't wait for my shift to be over, so I can relax like a guest.
Hello.
You sure you belong here? Did someone send you over here for something? That is a pretty huge favor, especially coming from someone I don't even know. Lost your stolen security keycard should be reported immediately. You need to report to your supervising officer about that. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not giving you my card. Oh my God, you're serious, aren't you? I hear you, but it doesn't change anything. I don't know what your deal is hanging around here, but I want you gone. Now.
Can't wait for my shift to be over, so I can relax like a guest.
You sure you belong here? Something I can help you with? That is a pretty huge favor, especially coming from someone I don't even know. In that case, it sounds like your supervisor should be the one asking me. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not giving you my card. You're welcome to try to wear me down. Maybe I can make an exception. Give me a second. I'm thinking about it. Here's the card. Just make sure you give it back when you're done.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat. You need... something?
Back off. That's an order, not a suggestion.
Packaged food? We could share anything you've ever asked for.
Hey there.
Got that key card for me? Now we're talking. Not bad for a novice. I think you're ready to kick things up a notch, and your timing couldn't be better. Good. It's time for a change of pace. This next assignment requires a bit more discretion for 2 reasons. First, you'll be dealing with high-level executives, and second, you'll be in the Astra Lounge here in Neon.
Easy to be discreet at the lounge. Everybody's too busy indulging their vices.
I was hoping you'd feel that way, considering you said as much earlier in your interview. Our techs failed to uncover a potential deal between Infinity Ltd. And Quantum Synergies. Your job is to make sure that deal fails. That's what we're hoping for. You'll be speaking with Quantum Synergy's Executive Director, Zola Adisa, and their Financial Manager, Arthur Cruz. I'll be giving you a dossier on both. I strongly suggest you read them for talking points. Just as long as you don't sound like you're reading out of a book. The Infinity Ltd. Rep is Nina Hart. I'll also be giving you an altered version of her presentation to swap out with the original. We've changed several figures, just enough to cause sufficient confusion throughout their meeting. Whenever executives are faced with numbers that don't properly match up, any faith they may have had will falter. Finally, I recommend dressing appropriately, so I've taken the liberty of having a suit made for you. We need absolute discretion on this one. I don't want any SSNN broadcasts about murder in the Astral Lounge. Got it? I bet you are. Just remember to keep a low profile. Don't let the Astral Lounge distract you too much.
I could really bend your ear when you got a moment.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think most of the time. More often than not, we're just handling drunk and disorderly conduct. Heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long as they're not bothering anyone, we've been told not to worry about them. Something I can help you with? Ah, yes. Let's get right to it then. As you can imagine, we've got a predicament on our hands. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. I see. Well, if you're speaking on their behalf, I'll refer you right along to the chairman of the Paradiso Group's board, Oliver Campbell. All formal decisions will go through him, not me. I'll let him know you're on your way.
Enjoy your stay, knowing you're in our capable hands.
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep the peace.
I'm here to help if you need it.
What a nice day.
Your safety is our number one priority.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural
You're lucky I'm
beauty
not
of
like
this
the other
planet,
board members,
not our
lazing about the
amenities.
beaches without a care in the universe. I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm gonna cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will. I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
There's a lot of land out there for the taking. It'll be hard. Talk to anyone enlist. But it'll be theirs.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
There are millions of planets out there.
You got time for
People
a quick
can
chat?
Go to any one of
I'd
them.
appreciate it when you're able.
Resort facilities.
We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
The only thing we've really got to offer.
Paradiso Security's only here for your safety.
I feel my bank account getting drained just standing here. How much is it for a night? No, don't tell me.
Try to stay out of our guests' way. But we're always here if needed.
To think I could really bend your ear when you got a moment.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Hey.
Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect your...
Just waiting on the credit check. Bureaucracy, right? 3 more to go until break.
We could save valuable weight if we got rid of the pilot seat. Maybe... Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. It's some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able.
Wow, I've heard about it.
If people always appreciate the good engineer, whether they know it or not. What grav drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Oh, don't worry about that. Just a little engineering humor. We've kept this ship going with minimal incidents this long. I'm not about to let anything happen to it now. But, to be clear, what we're doing is very dangerous, and we should be prepared for anything. Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!